Reddit users, please share your stories about what are some more potentially life-saving tips. Don't talk to the cops, ever. Get a lawyer. The cops do not want clarity, they want evidence. They even tell you everything you say can and will be used against you. If you find someone unconscious in a confined space, don't go in. It was a chain locker. It's where the chain used for anchoring is stored, aka a confined space. No ventilation. As the chain rusts, the oxygen in the room gets consumed. Low oxygen levels cause anyone going in there to pass out, then the rescuer panics and going after them and passes out, and so on. The only solution is bringing portable air or ventilation. It's a death trap that has taken many lives. When I was a sailor in the Coast Guard, we had confined space safety training to prevent accidents just like that from happening. Wear a helmet in cases you need one. If you ask, should I be wearing one? The answer is yes. The best you can get. The absolute best. I worked with a guy who bicycled to work and in his spare time and always wore a helmet. One day he was knocked over by a car while cycling so hard that the helmet was broken to pieces. Yet he seemed okay when he gathered himself. The hospital found nothing wrong. A year later he dropped dead suddenly while taking a shower. We'll always wonder. Bike helmets are frequently designed to break apart instead of transferring force to your head. The flip side of that is that they are a disposable one-time use item. If your helmet hits the ground and doesn't break, you should still get a new one. It might have damage that isn't visible, but will reduce its ability to absorb force in the future. Nephew is an emergency room nurse. Don't stick anything up you, but that wasn't designed for such things and can be pulled out. If it doesn't have a flared base, it's not going in. Even then, make sure it's the right size. I've seen shit intended to go there, flare and all, sucked in like it's a damn DVD player. Don't underestimate water. Good swimmers drown all the time. Jumped in a river with my buddies. Instantly realized that the current was way stronger than it looked. And I was barely able to keep up with the current at a normal swim pace. I'm a good swimmer and had to kick it into a pace that was not sustainable for a long time, but I had to try, and suddenly a bunch of locals came running over from a park and pulled us out. Then they pointed at a sign that said no swimming, and I felt like an idiot. I walked right by it and didn't notice. It also had a warning for alligators and bull sharks. We were lucky to be helped so quickly. A falling knife has no handle. Not life-saving, but worth knowing. The first chef I worked with way back when dropped a chef's knife and tried to deflect it with her left leg. We had to get a tourniquet on and get her to a hospital BC. She hit a big artery and almost bled out. Not even hands involved, just get out of the way of a falling knife. A jack alone is not enough. Your life is worth more than the $0.005 gasket holding the hydraulic pressure. Always use 3 points of contact. Jack stand, and a wheel under the car. Once you've raised and secured JT, before you get under it, shake the whole car. Try to get it to fall. If it doesn't, as it shouldn't, check and recheck your jack and stands. Only then get under the car. And have a spotter that can call 911 within earshot. If they need to go inside for a bathroom break, get your ass out from under the car until they get back. Don't put your finger anywhere you wouldn't put your dick. I'm a trainer in an industrial environment, and I use this exact saying when I'm training younger guys. It gets their attention. Don't interfere in a domestic dispute. The odds are extremely high they will both turn on you. My buddy's dad was a cop. He's retired now, but he said he always knew what couples were going to end in death during domestic abuse calls. They'd usually go 3 for the same couple. 2 to separate them, and the 3 to collect bodies and perpetrators. He said of all things they did for the job, that was the hardest to do, because there was nothing they could tell either person to make them stop. Death was the only exit from the relationship. He basically watched people spiral and died despite giving them all the options for help and made decline. Of all the domestic abuse calls over his 25 years career that he knew would lead to death, just 2 people escaped death. You could tell how difficult it was for him to talk about it. Sleep with your door shut. Unlike ghosts, fire can't go through doors. Been to a couple house fires where one room was totally burned up, and on the other side of the door there was just some smoke marks. More importantly, smoke only goes through doors slowly. Your chances of having breathable air when the smoke alarm goes off are dramatically higher with the door shut. Aside, this doubles down on why you should have interlinked smoke alarms. Having a fire in your kitchen, the heat alarm in there goes off, and the smoke alarm in your bedroom through 2 closed doors also goes off and wakes you up while everything is still breathable, and the fire is contained in one room. You can get wireless ones now, so you don't even need to rewrite the place. If you have children or children who play in your neighborhood, always double-check the area around your car before driving away. Just because they were standing in one place when you got in the vehicle does not mean they are still there. I once managed to drive 30 miles without realizing that my neighbor's kid was in the back of my pickup truck hiding under a tarp. They had been playing hide and seek, and he picked the bed of my truck as his hiding place. I pulled into the liquor store parking lot, and the kid pops up, taps on the back window and asks if I can take him home. Now I check the bed every time. If he had decided to stand up while I was on the highway, it could have gone really badly. Don't chisel the ice off an HVAC or refrigeration unit. You could puncture the tubing and get a face full of gas that will be like a frostbite chemical burn. Never jump into the water to save someone drowning. They will try to kill you and it's not their fault. Throw them a lifeline or raft. Maybe kind of a silly one, but please wash your f***ing hands. To die of a curable disease or illness due to a lack of proper hygiene is a sad and pathetic way to die. If someone starts coughing at the table due to swallowing something wrong, then gets up to go cough it out in another room, follow them. The number of people who end up actually choking to death 10 feet away from their dinner guests is actually more than you might think. Everest is covered with the bodies of highly motivated people, so calm the FK down. The best street fighting strategy is to de-escalate and run away. Do not fight people. If you lose, you could end up dead, or permanently disabled, or badly injured, and/or broke from the medical bills. If you win, you could kill someone and end up in prison, or get arrested and go through years of legal troubles and screw up your life even if you get acquitted, and/or get sued and owe a fortune, and/or end up permanently disabled or badly injured, and/or broke from the medical bills, and/or have people after you for revenge. There is no winning when it comes to fighting. Only do it when you have done absolutely everything you can to avoid it, including talking, apologizing, being super humble, and even running away as fast as you can, and have somehow still gotten cornered and grabbed and attacked. The basic rules of gun safety. Every gun is always loaded. It doesn't matter if you just unloaded it, it's loaded. It's not treated as if it's loaded, it is loaded. Never break that mentality. Never aim a gun at something you aren't willing to entirely obliterate. And never at a person or animal. Finger off the trigger until you are about to shoot. Know definitively what your target is and what is behind it. This is one I've added to the list. Blanks are not safe either. Do not be fooled into thinking that they are. They can still be incredibly powerful and dangerous. Got this advice from an old-timer when doing trail maintenance. Never step on something you can step over. Never step over something you can step around. Own a good first aid kit with a tourniquet, life-threatening blood loss, and aspirin, heart attack. I'm going to add to this. It's recommended to chew the aspirin so it takes effect faster. And it has to be aspirin, or generic, specifically. Not Tylenol, Advil, or any other. Don't walk downstairs with your hands in your pockets. And use the handrail on stairs. It's so easy to slip, bump your head, and then a simple going downstairs has completely destroyed your life. friends, thank you for watching. Please share your stories below in the comments and see you on the next videos. Have a good day.